Hello and welcome back to Catholic Trivia. Have you ever noticed that the number 40 is used quite a bit in the Bible? Perhaps you've heard the number 40 before, but you didn't realize that there is significance to it. Well, the number 40 has a specific, special significance throughout the Bible. It often represents a period of testing, preparation, purification, or transformation before something new happens. So, here are some important examples of 40 in the Bible, and I know you've heard of these. 40 days and 40 nights of the flood. In the book of Genesis, rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. The flood marked a dramatic judgment and a new beginning for humanity through Noah. What about 40 days for Moses up on Mount Sinai when he received the Ten Commandments? Moses remained on Mount Sinai for 40 days and 40 nights as he received the law from God. It was a time of preparation and encounter with God. What about Israel wandering in the desert or the wilderness for 40 years? The Israelites wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. We find that out in the book of Numbers. This was a period of testing and purification before entering the promised land. How about 40 years, the reigns of kings? Several important biblical kings are said to have reigned for 40 years, including David and Solomon. The number may sometimes have a symbolic or like a conventional significance rather than indicating an exact number of years. They may just say for 40 years. It may not have been 40 years, but it means something symbolic. What about when Jonah had to go and warn the people of Nineveh? You remember Jonah and the big fish? Well, he gave them 40 days before judgment would come. The period gave the Ninevites an opportunity to repent and change their ways. We also have the story in the New Testament of Jesus in the desert, where he fasted and prayed for 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness before beginning his public ministry. He was tempted by Satan, but he remained faithful to the Father. And then one more in the New Testament, these are just some examples. 40 days after the resurrection, Jesus appeared to his disciples for 40 days after his resurrection before his ascension into heaven. This was a period of instruction and preparation, not for Jesus, but for the apostles' mission. The Bible does not give a formal definition saying 40 always means testing. Rather, when we look at the repeated biblical patterns, 40 frequently marks an extended period during which God prepares, tests, disciplines, or transforms his people. There's also an important connection between the Old and the New Testaments. The 40 days of rain, 40 years in the wilderness, 40 days of Moses on Sinai, and then the 40 days of Jesus in the desert, and the 40 days between the resurrection and the ascension. In particular, Jesus' 40 days in the wilderness echo Israel's 40 years in the wilderness, where Israel was tested and repeatedly failed. Jesus remains faithful. This is one reason the number 40 became especially significant in Christian spirituality. And by the way, that's why Lent is 40 days. The Christian season of Lent is traditionally this 40-day period of fasting, prayer, and almsgiving, preparing for Easter. It deliberately recalls Jesus' 40 days in the wilderness, and more broadly, the biblical pattern of 40 as a time of preparation and spiritual renewal. So, in short, 40 in the Bible often signals a time of trial and preparation that leads to a new beginning. And now you know. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.